Opinions and ideas expressed in the following Moraine Valley Broadcast Channel recording are those of its creators and do not represent the views of Moraine Valley Community College.
Episode 24, Try Not to Laugh. My name is Blake.
My name is Joe.
My name is Deanna.
I'm Celeste.
Okay, this is Blake, and I'm going to be talking about the movie The Benchwarmers. So The Benchwarmers I chose this movie for two reasons. Because I watch baseball, for instance, like the Chicago Cubs, and I also play it, and I've been playing Benchwarmers I've been playing baseball for many years, and this is it's funny because the Benchwarmers is a comedy, and I played this sport for serious for a lot of years. And so basically the movie cast of the movie are three nerds that play. The first nerd is Gus. He's not really a nerd, but he's the most athletic and normal guy on the team. And he's the one that made the whole team. Then there's Richie, the very awkward one. That's the infielder, and he works in a movie store. And then there's Clark. Clark is the very unathletic one. That is the outfielder, and he plays with the butterflies instead of trying to catch the fly balls in the outfield. So basically, the movie is about three nerds competing against 12-year-old kids in a baseball league, and it's pretty awkward because they're competing against these guys in a weird way, and they play against, so they end up winning a lot of games and they lose some. But there's this guy named Nelson, one of the guys that get made fun of, and Nelson is the manager of the team. And Nelson has a $1 billion father that takes control of the team and helps them give them products and stuff. So they end up winning a lot of games because of him, and Nelson's dad helped out a lot. So before the championship game, they end up winning a lot. This is the playoff game before the championship. There's this guy named Carlos, and Carlos is a 30-year-old man. And Carlos he's a birth certificate of 12-year-old to the ump and the coach. So they end up not getting. He ends up not. He plays still, and they end up intoxicating Carlos, and that's how they win the game of the one before the championship. So then they end up going but Gus gets called out for not. Gus gets called out for not playing, making fun of the kids. So he has to sit out for the game, and then he goes back in, and they end up putting all the kids getting made fun of in the last game, and then the Benchwarmers sat out and coached. And here's Joe.
Yeah, you know what, Blake, I thought your movie was really good. Not as ironic, you see these 30-year-old men with, 12-year-old, they were 12 years on their birth certificate, so I thought the movie was pretty good. I'd recommend it for everybody. Yeah.
Okay, this is Deanna. What I thought about the Benchwarmers, I think it was pretty funny. Like, it meets with the genre that is funny. It's not so conventional, where it's like so typical and you know what's gonna happen. Like, it's like so weird because they're like 30-year-old losers playing it with like little kids, and half the kids probably play better than them. But then like one of the characters, like, he's scared to go outside and he's scared of the sun, and then he's like eating sunscreen because apparently it's supposed to like protect himself. So I thought it was like really funny. I would like recommend it to watch it with like friends.
Yeah, I also thought it was funny. I mean, the genre was more for, like, with the comedy, it was, like, a family comedy. So, like, that was good because not only can you, like, watch it with, like, your group of friends, but, like, kids could watch it, too, because, like, it is, like, family-friendly with the kids playing baseball. And there was, like, a message at the end because they let, like, the kids that usually don't play at the end play. So there was actually, like, a good plot to it and a good message, and so the audience was like more kids, teens, parents, and I thought the purpose was just to give people a good laugh with the message.
All right. Well, hey guys, my name is Joe, and my movie was Scary Movie 3. The reason I chose Scary Movie 3 was because in the movies I used to cry myself to sleep to, but now I'm laughing to it when I go to sleep, even when I wake up. The movie cast consists of 4 main characters: Sidney Campbell, Cody Campbell, George Logan, and Tom Logan. Sidney is a reporter / single mother of her adopted son, Cody. George Logan is a farmer trying to become the next Queen M&M. Tom Logan is a former minister who doesn't believe in faith anymore. Scary Movie 4 is a movie just consisted of so many different parodies of like The Ring. I don't know if the Alien was one, to be honest. But yeah, the movie was all over the place. It made fun of 8 Mile also. But yeah, this movie's genre consists of a comedy / horror / parody. And a really common convention in the movie I would probably say is no one had no filter. Just when Tom Logan was telling George Logan's daughter about, it's okay, the dog died, and he just kept expressing, I ran over the dog looked at me, so I had to end life. So that was pretty funny. But no, I felt like during the tone of the movie, it was dark. The movie was dark, and it was a bit silly, to say the least. But yeah, if I could do anything all over again, probably just watch this movie for the millionth time. But yeah, what are your guys' opinion on my movie? Would you watch it, or?
Okay, so my opinion about your movie was, I don't know, I never watched a scary movie in my life. But this was obviously a parody, so it's obviously funny. It's like a comedy, scary movie. So I did laugh at some parts, but it was kind of the conventions, I don't know, it was kind of typical, you would expect, but at the same time, it was funny, and it had for example, they had white chicks in the beginning, not actual white chicks, but there were blonde girls and that were silly and they weren't so smart, and it's basic jokes like that made it funny, because everyone laughs at those type of jokes. So that's what I liked about it.
I thought it was funny, but because it was so dumb, it was just so dumb, it was funny. When the farmer Charlie Sheen, when he kept talking to the sheriff, and every time he looked at her, the hat kept getting bigger, and I was like, what? It was just dumb things like that, but it was funny. And so, yeah, I mean, I'd watch it again for sure, but I liked that it was a parody of the Ring movie, the actual scary movie, where it's just making fun out of people watching the video and then they die.
Oh yeah, no, they kept playing on the news we're gonna play it continuously for the next 24 hours.
Yeah, exactly, and then what? Everyone's gonna die. It's just funny like that. But the humor was a little more for a little provocative, so older, so audience would be teens. But the genre was definitely a comedy horror.
I think the movie was awesome because I really enjoy parodies. And it was funny how each scene changed to another movie. For instance, one of my favorite parts is in the beginning when the priest and then the girl getting possessed, whatever, they're throwing up all each other. And it was really disgusting, but it was just funny in a stupid way. And then at the end of the movies when the president just comes, they have the president of I think he was mocking George Bush or something like that, but they had the president and he came out of nowhere when the aliens were in the cornfield, and he just runs over them and just shows up. And then when the one person's coming up from the little chimney, or not chimney, the little basement thing, and then he just opens the door and knocks the person back into the well nothing happened. So that's what I really like about the movie. And overall, it's a great movie, and that's about my feedback for that.
Okay, so this is Deanna, and the movie that I chose, my text was White Chicks. The reason why I chose White Chicks is because every time me and my friend gets together, we always watch that movie. We have inside jokes with that movie. I can never get sick of it. Personally, for me, I just think it's so funny. I can't get over the jokes. So basically, this movie was written by the Wayne brothers. They were actually in Scary Movie 1 and 2. They were actors and screenwriters for that movie also. Then the movie is basically about 2 FBI agents, they're brothers. Then they blow up one of their assignments. So then for a consequence for that, they had to escort these 2 socialites girls to the Hamptons. Then it didn't work out because they had scratches on their face and they just couldn't go look into the Hamptons like that. So the FBI agents decided to dress up as them. So and then they played as them, and then try to find who was trying to kidnap them and who was behind all of the drama and the kidnappings. Yeah.
Well, I also thought that one was funny, but because it was everything, like you said, it was stereotypical. So like the people that are like living in Beverly Hills, like usually, get plastic surgery, they got money, they carry the dogs in the purses, like making fun out of that. And it was funny because like when they first got there with their disguises and their friends were like, oh, you guys look taller. And then they're like, oh, we got our knees done. And I was like, what? Like, they're like, oh, you could do that? And like, yeah, you could do that. So I thought it was funny being stereotypical like that. But it did kind of have a good plot to it because it was like some crime. So it was like a comedy but a crime movie too. And then, yeah, I'd watch it again, but because it was a good plot, but the tone was silly but like serious too. And yeah, I liked it.
I think it was funny because the two black agents that were in the movie were in Scary Movie 2 and Scary Movie 3 too, and they're really funny guys. And they obviously had to dress up as two blondes, and I forgot the blondes' names, but in that movie they had to play as the blonde, and I really enjoyed it because there was good parts in it.
I thought the movie was pretty good here at first. When I heard the title, I was like, man, I don't want to watch this chick flick. But here they open up the movie with two FBI agents. I'm like, what's going on? And as the movie progressed, I'm like, wow, this is pretty funny. You see the guy running in heels. One of the robbers like, oh my god, is this woman bionic? Because the woman's just dashing at the guy, and he tackles her and just flips over the car and everything. It was just awesome. I mean, highly recommend it if you're on a date with your girlfriend, trying to watch a movie, watching with the guys or the family. Great movie overall. I would recommend it to anybody.
Well, my movie was The Watch, and the director who directed it was Akiva Schaffer, which she also directed Hot Rod, and the writer was Seth Rogen, and Seth Rogen's in Superbad, The Interview, This Is the End. Like, he makes comedies. He's a comedian. The actors were Vince Vaughn, Ben Stiller, Jonah Hill. And I picked this movie because the first time I watched it, I was with my cousins, and we were all together, and we were just looking for a funny movie to watch, and as soon as we put it on, like, we started laughing instantly. Like, we fell in love with the movie instantly. We were just laughing the entire time. And so now that every time we hang out, like, it's just, like, we be, like repeating some of the parts that, like, we see with each other from the movie. And so I think it's a really good movie. It's about like 4 suburban guys who are just looking for something to do, so they join the neighborhood watch, but they end up finding out that their town is going to be invaded with aliens. So the entire movie, it's like them trying to, capture them. So it was like a more action comedy, and you could watch it with just your friends or even your parents because the jokes are more older.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed The Watch because Ben Stiller is in it, but I honestly didn't like how Ben Stiller played in the movie because he was like really serious, and then the other people he played with were really funny too. Like the one I forgot the guy's name, but I think his name was like Mike or something, and he was the mainly guy in charge of the whole watch, even though Ben was. Yeah, and he helped take care of the watch, and then him and the guy from Superbad, I don't know his name either. But they both separate in the one ways. Then they have that one guy that turns into an alien, and then he doesn't become one at the end. Overall, the movie just really goofy, and like the aliens, like, I mean, there's pretty violent scenes where the aliens, like, you would see guys like ripped apart and stuff in the movie, and I think overall it was really funny, and I enjoyed it.
I thought the movie is pretty good, too. Here in the intro, they're playing Easy-E. I can't think of the song, but it's cruising down the street. And here you just see the guy, the fat officer walking throughout the mall. He had the 6-pack of Coke, and he's just cracking it open. Next thing you know it, Ben Stiller goes to the mall. He's like, oh, what's happening? And cops like, well, whoever owns this mall, something happened. I own the mall. He's like, oh, you're all, the mall cop died. He's like, what? Yeah, the cop died. Antonio Guzman is dead. I was like, what? After that, that's where they formed the neighborhood watch and just got good from that moment on. I highly recommend this movie for anybody else.
Well, what I thought about it, to me, that's my favorite movie. I didn't laugh as much as I expected to, because the tone of it, it was trying to be serious but silly. That's why I think made some parts really funny. But then I feel like it was really conventional, where it was so typical, like it was like so obvious what's gonna happen next. Like, oh, aliens are invading us. And also they have a secret laboratory where they're like gonna destroy the world. And obviously at the end, the 4 guys like they go save like everyone in their town. So yeah.
Okay, so this includes everyone's movies and episode 24, Try Not to Laugh. Thank you.